Today, in line with our strong commitment to our price stability mandate, the Governing Council took further key steps to make sure that inflation returns to our 2% target over the medium term. We decided to raise the three key ECB interest rates by 50 basis points and approved the transmission protection instrument that I will refer to as TPI. The Governing Council judged that it is appropriate to take a larger first step on its policy rate normalization path than signalled at its previous meeting. This decision is based on our updated assessment of inflation risks and the reinforced support provided by the TPI for the effective transmission of monetary policy. It will support the return of inflation to our medium-term target by strengthening the anchoring of inflation expectations and by ensuring that demand conditions adjust to deliver our inflation target in the medium term. We assessed that the establishment of the TPI is necessary to support the effective transmission of monetary policy. In particular, as we continue normalizing monetary policy, the transmission protection instrument will ensure that our monetary policy stance is transmitted smoothly across all euro area countries. The singleness of our monetary policy is a precondition for the ECB to be able to deliver on its price stability mandate. The TPI will be an addition to our toolkit and can be activated to counter unwarranted disorderly market dynamics that pose a serious threat to the transmission of monetary policy across the euro area. Economic activity is slowing. Russia's unjustified aggression towards Ukraine is an ongoing drag on growth. The impact of high inflation on purchasing power, continuous supply constraints, and higher uncertainty are having a dampening effect on the economy. Firms continue to face higher costs and disruptions in their supply chains, although there are tentative signs that some of the supply bottlenecks are easing. Taken together, these factors are significantly clouding the outlook for the second half of 2022 and beyond. At the same time, economic activity continues to benefit from the reopening of the economy, from a strong labour market, and from fiscal policy support. In particular, the full reopening of economy is supporting spending in the services sector. As people start to travel again, tourism is expected to help the economy in the third quarter of this year. Consumption is being supported by the savings that households built up during the pandemic and by a strong labour market. Inflation increased to 8.6% in June. Surging prices were again the most important component of overall inflation. Market-based indicators suggest that global energy prices will stay high in the near term. Food inflation also rose further, standing at 8.9% in June, in part reflecting the importance of Ukraine and Russia as producers of agricultural goods. Inflation continues to be undesirably high and is expected to remain above our target for some time. The latest data indicates a slowdown in growth, clouding the outlook for the second half of 2022 and beyond. At the same time, this slowdown is being cushioned by a number of supportive factors. The Governing Council has today decided to raise the key ECB interest rates and approved the transmission protection instrument. At our upcoming meetings, further normalization of interest rates will be appropriate. Our future policy rate path will continue to be data dependent and will help us deliver on our 2% inflation target over the medium term. We now stand ready to adjust all of our instruments within our mandate to ensure that inflation stabilizes at our 2% target over the medium term. Our new transmission protection instrument will safeguard the smooth transmission of our monetary policy stance throughout the euro area as we keep adjusting the stance to address high inflation.